Alright, hello, welcome everybody. I am assessed up there at the ATT. I'm watching the finals. This is the finals of the DGBA Tier 3 and under off-season tournament that I played in and got eliminated round 1. So, I didn't make pools. I didn't make brackets or whatever. I don't know. Whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, I'm watching the finals here. I'm doing this alone. I was planning on streaming this. It happened yesterday, so if you haven't seen it yet, I'll leave a link to the actual game in the description if you'd rather watch that instead of my commentary kind of thing on it. But has asked me to do this, so I said why not. And let's get right into it because you look at team preview, and we see, as you can see, there's a Slurpuff here, and so this is Erwin. This is Erwin versus Ian. What happens in Pokemon? That's Ian. And Maggie, I don't know what that name, I don't know what that name means, but that's Erwin. And as you can see, Erwin really doesn't have too many answers to belly drum Slurpuff, because there's a Magneton that can kind of switch into Play Rough, but this gets Drain Punch, and that's basically it. Everything else probably dies to +4, right to +6 return and Play Rough. So that's immediately at team preview. We see that this can be a threat. We see Flareon can be a big threat because there's not a single fire resist on Erwin's team, and we see Crobat also looks like it can do really well once the Magneton is a little bit weakened. If it's offensive, it could even be Heat Wave or HP Ground or something like that for the Magneton, and I think that can be really good. Just looking at team preview, you see Ian has a lot of stuff that he has to work with to win this game. You look at Erwin's team, he also does, because look at the Magneton and look at his team, right? Outside of the Raichu, there's not even a single electric resist. So this can come in, click Volt Switch pretty freely once the Raichu is down or even weakened. The Audino kind of eats hits from basically everything, except for already set up Slurpuff, obviously. Gourgeist, doesn't really have the best matchup here. It gets beat down by a lot of these things. Sneasel does particularly well. It can potentially trap the Jellicent here, although this may and it likely will be Colbur Berry, but I'm not sure obviously yet. And again, his Crobat also looks like it can put in work if it's offensive, maybe Nasty Plot or Z or something like that. And Throw also looks like it just gets hard. So overall, just based on team preview, I think Ian kind of has a good matchup here. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So get into it. So he leads Flareon versus the Magneton lead. Like I said, this is really solid for both of them. Flareon automatically just has good matchup because there's not a single fire resist on this team. I guess you could say Audino is like a half fire resist because it's really fat, but it's an Audino. This thing has 130 attack, Flareon does. So right off the bat, he leads with the Flareon and just obliterates this thing. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this could be Scarf Flareon potentially because it outsped this. It's typically not faster. This could also just be modest Magneton. So let's see, he sacks the Magneton turn 1, which, like I said, it did have pretty good matchup here, but he just threw it away. So not sure, maybe he didn't expect the Flareon to be faster and he thought he could knock it out with like a Thunderbolt or something like that, but risky play. So he sends up the Sneasel, goes Miltank on the knock, and we find out that it's Chople Berry. And then we see the first fire attack of the game. We see Sneasel whipping out that Whirlpool, and I don't know how many of you knew that Sneasel and Weavile got Whirlpool. I definitely did not. Yeah, he has now trapped the Miltank, and Miltank can no longer switch. It no longer has a Chople Berry for the throw. So Sneasel could also be, it also gets fighting coverage. It potentially could be Brick Break or something like that. And yeah, he gets the Whirlpool, and we see a Focus Punch come out. Raw Focus Punch on the rocks, does 56 to this Miltank here, and then immediately follows it up with the Z Fighting. So that was really well played by Erwin here. He played the Sneasel very well there. He was able to trap something that you typically don't think that can be trapped. Miltank, you usually don't see that being something that a Sneasel would trap, but hey, the Whirlpool was a really nice tech. Knocks off the Flareon for 75, and you see the Choice Band. So we see these banded Superpower Flame Charge, and that tells you that the Magneton was not very fast, or at least wasn't, it might have been modest. Throws off the flare blitz, kills itself with the recoil because throw is, you know, really fatty, and that reveals a thunder punch. So that's, you know, that's information that, you know, could be important potentially down the line. See Crobat throw off the Brave Bird, 47%. Okay, taunt to this, which is a good play. Don't want to get, you know, toxic T-Wave. You can't get toxic as a Crobat obviously, but you just kind of want to see what else he has. Potentially gets knocked, gets rid of the Sky Blade. Interesting. I'm guessing he's gonna roost up here. Yep, very solid. Okay, and goes into the Jellicent to see what this is gonna do. So the Jellicent gets taunted. Now at this point, all I can do is kind of Scald, I guess. Try to fish for a burn, which he does get. Okay, it does get that burn. And then you can see he's going to Audino on the Shadow Ball. Good read, I guess. Goes to the Scald again, fish for another burn, also gets it. So, you know, Ian getting a little bit lucky here, 2 burns and 2 Scalds, but that's kind of what Scald is for anyway. So dodges a Thunder Wave, what a god. So Ian definitely getting a little bit lucky here. Goes into the Raichu on the next Thunder Wave, but he wishes up instead, which is fine. Knocks off the lefties, and he loses to the Assault Vest. So that's interesting. Assault Vest Raichu is not something you see very often. I mean, it has its usage. It's, you know, it's decent. Throws off another Wish. Okay. Doubles right back onto Raichu on the incoming throw. Okay. I'm not sure what he doubled there predicting. Did he predict the throw? Because what is he going to do to throw? Just Volt Switch out again anyway. So maybe he predicted another T-Wave to come out. Or another knock or something, but I'm not entirely sure. He goes into Raichu, Volt Switch out, and a Crobat on the Poison Jab. So Poison Jab there, I'm guessing predicting the Slurpuff. That was a really aggressive play there. I'm not sure if I agree with it, just because he's already revealed the Thunder Punch. I guess, okay, so I guess Erwin's thinking was that I already revealed the Thunder Punch. He's probably not going to go into Jellicent or Crobat again. So you try to cast a Slurpuff, which I can definitely see that thinking, but I think Thunder Punch is just safe because it also does hit Slurpuff quite hard, and it obviously would hit Crobat and Jellicent a lot harder. So I can see his thinking, but I personally would have gone for that T-Punch because this forces him back out again, back into this thing, and now this is now you kind of have to pick a sack to this Brave Bird here, but Ian plays it very smart. Goes to the taunt so he can roost up on this so he doesn't you know, wear himself down with the Brave Bird recoil. So that's very well played. Now he gets to click it again, claims another kill, and it's not looking too good for Erwin at this point because Crobat just looks like it's about to go in. Taunts this to see what it's gonna go for. It goes to the Wisp, and obviously you can't. To 75 with the Brave Bird, Crobat definitely looks in good position. Dodges the Rock Slide. Now, how much this Rock Slide would do to it, I'm not sure. I don't think it would kill because it seems to be kind of bulky. I do have their teams with me. They both sent me their teams, so I'll go into them right after the game, and we'll see maybe if the Rock Slide mattered. I don't think it did, but you know, because it put it in range. I know this isn't Shadow Sneak, so you know, it's not too big a deal. Brave Bird knocks him out again. He goes into this. So here, you know, Ian roosts up. I guess he wins the speed tie. Doesn't really matter. They both click roost anyway. Goes hard into the Raichu, just kind of scout for what the Crobat wants to do. Sees that it's just Sludge Bomb, can't really do anything, so he bolts right out back into Crobat. Or I guess it actually goes into Slurpuff. Okay, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. He subs up in front of this, takes the Poison Jab, subs up again, I believe. No, just clicks Belly Drum, gets the Iapapa Berry, takes the Poison Jab, lives it quite comfortably actually. 47 is not even to a KO. It is after rocks, but not even to a KO, so that throw is kind of weak, I guess. And then he loses this to the player off. Although interesting that he risked the player off there. He risked the miss. At the end of the day, it probably wouldn't have mattered because he does have the Raichu in the back, but return is just a safer play, which I know he has. Oh, this is the opponent. Okay, so turns out, oh, he doesn't have return. He was Drain Punch. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, he was Drain Punch for the 9-ton. But yeah, as you can see, Ian won with his Slurpuff and the Crobat. They both put in a lot of work. see, the Miltank was Choppleberry, Physically Defensive Returns, Daltharok Milk Drink, and Toxic. I want to see how bulky the Crobat was. It's pretty bulky, so I don't know how much that. I don't really feel like calculating it, but I don't think that that the Rock Slide miss mattered too much because it would have lived and boosted up anyway, potentially in the, in the late game. We have, so it's Adamant, Slurpuff. Actually, can you guys even see? Hold on. Yeah, you guys can see the thing, right, in the book space. Okay, just making sure that the dimensions are right. So, well, actually, no. Hold on. No, you can't. Let me fix that real quick. Okay, there you go. Now you can see it better. Alright, so let me go over that again. So you can see the Slurpuff, the Eye of Papa Berry. It's max HP, a little bit of attack investment, a little bit of speed. So I wonder, I'm not entirely sure what the defensive investment there is for, but I'm guessing that's what helped it live or avoid the 2-hit KO from the Poison Jab. And then we have the AV Raichu with HP Ground for the Magneton. We have AV Jellicent. So I was talking to Erwin, and Erwin was talking in the Discord server on his own anyway, and he's saying that he was very afraid of, well, not Erwin, excuse me, Ian. Ian was very afraid of Erwin's Primarina because he thought he didn't really have an answer for it. So he brought double AV, double, Spadef Raichu and Spadef Jellicent as his two answers to a Primarina, which ultimately didn't end up coming to the game, but interesting that he brought multiple techs for. He brought Sludge Wave, Giga Drain, AV Jellicent, so that's interesting. We have this fairly defensive Crobat, and then almost max speed banded Flareon with Flare Blitz, Flame Charge, Superpower, and Quick Attack. Definitely some interesting sets here. I really like this Sneasel, the Sneasel Clementine, the Sneasel. This is gonna, I don't know, this was really fun. The Whirlpool, being able to trap and remove the Miltank. Also understanding that it was out of range of the Z Focus Punch, and so he went for the raw Focus Punch first just to put it in that range, because this thing is quite fat actually. 248, 208 defense. That really lets it be really bulky. Then we have the Crobat that was Chilon or Chilon. I don't know how you say that. Chilon Berry, I think. That, if you don't know, because you don't really see the berry too often, that lets you live. That weakens a single normal type attack. Like the super effective berries, kind of like that. It halves the damage you take from one single normal type move. So I'm guessing that was for the Belly Drum return. That I guess this was his only answer to it. It was quite defensive, and guessing this helped him to live one and do a lot of damage with Sludge Bomb, and then finish off with an Acrobatics. But yeah, there's that. There's the throw, and he was Storm Throw, which I asked him about. He said it was for what did he say it was for? Was it for the I think it was for the Miltank, so the Miltank can't set up like curse or anything in front of it because Storm Throw can crit through it. Potentially if it was Circle Throw, it could have helped versus Slurpuff. Let it get set up and then I guess go off of the miss, but dodge the player up, Circle Throw that thing out of there, and it's kind of useless for the rest of the game. Gourguy's small. I'm not entirely sure what this was for. The skill swap, I guess. I don't know what he was trying to swap. What would you try to swap off from here? Water Absorb, maybe Guts. I don't know. But yeah, in the Rock Slide we saw for the Crobat, it didn't end up connecting. In the Audino, very Spadef, Wish, T-Wave, Reflect, knockoff. Then we have the Specs Magneton, pretty standard center set except with HP Ground. I'm guessing for the Raichu, and potentially the Flareon, although Specs Thunderbolt probably outclass this thing anyway. So yeah, those are the teams that they brought. That was the replay. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I think that there'll be a link to the Discord server, the DGBA Discord server, in the description below. If you're not part of it, you definitely should join it. I think we are still taking applications for Season 9 of the DGBA. We do have 3 divisions. There's a Season 9 announcement video on the channel as well. If you want more details, you go and check that out. There's the application in that description as well. So yeah, if you're not part of the server, we hope to see you there, I guess, or I hope to see you there because I'm alone here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll catch y'all next time.